Hello, everybody. Good morning to you all. Experienced social workers in the exclusive club and anybody else that's watching this video, welcome to you. I hope that you are well. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's a beautiful day today. The weather's been pretty miserable this week and since the weekend, but today seems really nice. It's forecasted to be 23 degrees in Kent on Sunday, and I'm looking forward to that. I hope that you're well wherever you are. If you are watching us live and you're joining, invite a friend, say hello, thank you for being here, comment, engage. And yeah, take notes, get your notepad and your pen. I've got my notes here so that I don't miss anything out because I have got some juicy goodness for you today. So who am I? Just to start off with who I am, my name is Nicole Louis. I'm the CEO and founder of All About Families. And more recently, something else that I'm going to be sharing with you today. This is part 2 of the announcement, actually. But just to give you a little bit of background again about me, I'm a social worker. I've been a social worker for many years, since about 2000, and I was in health and social care before then. And I've been working in the children families sector, child protection in particular. I kind of did the long-term, the short-term work. I did generic as well as specific. I did looked after children with disabilities. Yeah, I did quite a few things. I worked in like 11 local authorities across the UK. And it was really rich experience. One thing that I realized is every local authority has a different name, but the issues are kind of the same everywhere. And by that, I don't just mean what the families experience. I'm talking about what goes on behind closed doors and how the system is. You social workers know what I'm talking about. So I've experienced all the kind of sleepless nights, worrying about case notes that haven't been written up, thinking about the visit that I never got to do, thinking about all the meetings that I still have to organize, the list that's as long as my arm that never seems to go away and that I can never get on top of. I remember what that was like. Yeah, I remember the drives to home visits, rushing from one home visit to the next, sometimes coming in not being able to find a desk to work at, all of that good stuff. So yeah, I've been there. I know what it's like. And I can honestly say that being on the other side of that kind of work life, well, I can't really call it work life, it was just work balance, I can definitely say now is a much healthier and a much more rewarding and enjoyable and fulfilling experience. So with that said, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, as I said, what I'm doing. So I'm the founder as well of a private Facebook group here called the Experienced Social Workers Exclusive Club. It's exclusive to experienced social workers in particular because, you know, when you've been doing social work for a minimum of 5 years, I'd say, and you've been working in local authority or even other sectors, whether that's on a permanent basis as an agency worker or even being semi-independent, you're still kind of grappling with the same difficulties. And so I created that space so that we could come together, and more importantly, so I can share how I've become independent, fully independent. So that means not relying on kind of government funding. That means not having to accept particular terms that solicitors or the local authority want to set for me, but that I set and they have to stick to, and they do, and they come back for more. And so really operating in a way that's far more autonomous and that sits with my moral and ethical compass. I take on the amount of cases that I want to, the amount of work that I want to, and I work in a very creative way, which means the people that I serve, the communities that I serve are better served because I'm in a better space. So it was a space for me to come and really share what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So we have a really beautiful group. I'm really loving the group. We've got just under 200 people, and it was launched to the public on June 28th, the evening of June 28th. So it's just a couple of months old at the moment, but we've got people from all over. So I want to just give a shout out to the people that we've got. We've got people from Swaziland, we've got Nigeria, we've got Canada, we've got different places in USA. We have different places here in the UK, up north, here down south. We have, where else? Did I say India? Bangladesh, we've got Philippines. Oh, what other countries? We've got so many different countries that are represented. South Africa. We've got other places in Africa also. Where else? Ireland, we have Ireland, hey to Ireland, a few people in Ireland. Yeah, they're just people all over the world really that have joined the group, social workers, not just randoms, but social workers, qualified social workers, people that are interested in being independent and making a real difference to their own lives, because, you know, the job that we do, it is not for the faint-hearted, and we're not in it for the money, obviously. You know, we are in it because we genuinely want to make a difference to the lives of the people that we serve. And so, you know, we need to be able to make a difference in our own lives and experience that properly so that we can really make a difference in the way that we want to. I think we can get quite jaded when we're experienced social workers, based on, you know, how the system can be that we work for, and our hands are tied and the constraints that we have. So that's the purpose of the group. So yeah, we've got people from all over in the group. We've got people from the West Indies, also different islands of the West Indies. So it's a really rich group, and I love the fact that it's so diverse, and there's people from all over in the group. So yeah, if you are a social worker, and in particular an experienced social worker who is either in permanent work right now, or if you have been working as an agency worker, it's still kind of like being permanent, to be honest, except you might get paid a bit more. And also if you're semi-independent, so if you've started taking that step but you're not quite fully independent and you're still not clear about where things are, then it's kind of a great group for you to be in, because we'll support each other. You know, people share difficulties that they might be having or questions that they have, and those can be answered. And there's resources in the group, and information, tasks, videos to follow, and things that you can do to actually start putting the meat on the bones, if you like, to be able to get started as an independent. So that's the group. So you might have known that I made an announcement in the group on my birthday, which was the 14th of August, about 2 weeks ago now, I think. And so the big announcement was about the course. I mean, when I initially opened the group, hey there, when I initially opened the group, I highlighted the fact that the reason and the purpose for the group was for me to be able to share what I know about being independent and the steps to take. And it filled up really quickly, like there were just dozens of people joining every day. And so it's been a brilliant journey so far. So the announcement that I made was the fact that the course is actually launching. The course that is launching online has been one that I've delivered face-to-face, which was really successful, went really well. It was a small, intimate group, with lots of experts and other people there, and very structured. It was a full-on packed day at a beautiful venue in London, and it included a meal and everything. It was like the whole 9 yards. It was beautiful. It was really good, and we got positive feedback from it, from the attenders. I understand that life is busy, and it was a struggle for those people to take a whole day off of work, because we know as social workers we have lots of toil, which is you know, time owed in lieu, you know, hours that is owed to us that we can never take, because, you know, there's never a spare time to do that, because we're always in a conference, or there's always something going on, so we can never ever really take that time. It's hard to take that time. And so I thought, okay, how else can I reach people in a way that's accessible to them, where they don't have to leave their home? They can do it a little bit at a time, when they can, as quickly as they can, or as slowly as they want, and still get the benefit and start actually making plans towards leaving their 9 to 5. Well, it's not 9 to 5, it's more like 8 to 11. You know, leaving that job that where things are so pressured. And there are going to be some people that actually love where they are, in statutory social services, or in whatever sector they're in, or setting that they're in, and they're absolutely fine. It's a stepping stone. They've got a plan. They don't particularly want to be independent, and that's absolutely wonderful. But I know that there are a great number of social workers. I know in my, having worked in the 11 local authorities and the different social workers I've spoken to over the years, including myself at that time, was like so burnt out, can't deal with the kind of symptoms that I'm experiencing at the moment. Appetite is up and down. I've had friends who have had difficulties in their personal relationships with their partners, their children, because they're never at home. I've got friends that have miscarried babies from the stress of work, just serious stuff. And there are people that want to continue doing what we do as social workers and have the passion and continue the passion, but they're just burnt out and they just can't do it in the way that they are currently. And so they either exit the field altogether or they just keep going until it gets to a point where they have to be signed off for stress. And I know a number of social workers that have happened to, and that's just not okay. We can't advocate for our clients and the people that we're serving if we can't advocate for ourselves. And if we're not well, how can we help those that aren't well in other areas? So this is a huge, for me, this is, and I say this because I had to really address this for myself. I had to ask myself these questions and say, you know, where are you at in life right now? That's where I was 5 years ago. Where are you at in life right now? What does your life look like? Are you happy where you are, Nicole? You know, and if you continue in this way, what is life going to be like in another 2 years, never mind 5 years? You know, and I really did some soul searching and thinking, and I had to come to the decision that I just couldn't do it anymore. And so for those of you who are permanent, agency, semi-independent, who may still be dabbling in some agency work here or there, or kind of you feel quite tied to having to get work from local authorities or setting up initiatives where you're relying on government funding and you feel a bit stuck and not sure how to break free of that and have terms on, you know, have your business on your terms where you're respected for that and where they do it without query, where they do it without giving you the third degree or you having to take them to court, small claims court. Yes, I've been there. As an independent, man, have I learned a lot. And so if you're in that place, then, you know, this course is going to be for you. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Well, firstly, when I launched and I announced it on the 14th of August, it was a bit of an epic fail, as they would say. And it was because I had some tech issues, basically. And that happens, you know, it's having a team at least to support you in that is brilliant to help you figure it out. And so I was able to turn to a team to be able to do that. And that was really helpful. But yeah, there have been some tech issues behind the scenes of getting everything set up so that it was ready and prepared for you, but that has now been resolved. So we are ready to go. So hence this update. So what is the Launchpad first and foremost? So the best way that I can describe it to you is it's really a step-by-step course that gives social workers a structured and supportive arm, a guide taking them from the start of their business, whether that's setting it up. So I'm talking about even, you know, coming up with your name and actually registering it as a business, all the way to the step-by-step process, all the way to, you know, hiring staff, having a team, getting office space. It takes you from A right to Z, basically, and it is a step-by-step guide, so things are really broken down. So it helps you to really develop your business. So it works really nicely if you're already in employment, and you haven't yet left, but you want to. You can give yourself a time scale of how long it's going to take to do this course. It's not kind of one of those courses that you do in 3 weeks and hey presto, you're independent. That's just not going to work. This is a serious course that is going to change your life and give you the platform that gives you a solid infrastructure. Most businesses fail within either the first year or first 5 years. And so this gives you a solid platform that will allow you to grow. And in fact, within a 5-year period, you will experience great growth if you follow the steps. I know that it's worked for me. So this is stuff that I've learned along the way. I've invested heavily financially and time-wise to learn all the things that I have done. As I said in the last video, I've made some mistakes and I have learned from those. So there are things that I'm going to be telling you very clearly to avoid and why, certain things to do and why. So this is a brilliant platform if you are really wanting to start building the blocks so that you can either say, right, I'm going to be independent, you know, in the next 5 months, 4 months, or maybe a year and a half. You may have a longer plan, it's absolutely fine. But one thing you will have is something that is step-by-step structured, where you have broken it down in depth to what you need to be doing to make sure you've got that structure in place that you will be able to progress and have a successful business. All right. So now the Launchpad is online platform, as I said. So it's going to be distance learning, which is great. So you can do it in your PJs, an hour every night if you want to. You can save it for a Sunday and do a block of hours. You can do it however you want. The modules are drip fed. You're going to have a minimum of 24 modules, you know, over 5 phases. And so you've got a lot of information. There's a lot of videos, audios. There's going to be experts that you'll have access to, a private Facebook group where you'll have a community support. And the thing that I want to mention about that as well, and I think I mentioned it in the previous video, what's important about that is, you know, my time in the current Experienced Social Workers Exclusive Club is quite limited as it is now, because of the work that I'm doing behind the scenes for this course, in developing it and making it even better for you guys. But once the course starts, I will be exclusively in. That is where I'm going to be showing up consistently every single month, every week. There's going to be experts in there in other fields that are going to assist you in other areas of the business and the field that you want to be progressing in. So I'm going to be heavily focused on that group, because they will be the people that I want to and need to spend most of my time with, to nurture them and help them along this pathway so they get access to me. I would say social work, the social work Launchpad is for you if you are serious about really taking the steps that you want to be independent. This isn't for somebody who's just thinking, yeah, I'm kind of toying with the idea, I'm not really sure. I would say stay in the exclusive club and gather bits and pieces, and when you're ready, then kind of join the Launchpad. I would say that this is for somebody who wants structured learning with a strong support network and expert input, and that you're ready to actually start taking action. So when the modules are released, you're actually looking at the videos. They're going to be short. They're not going to be like 10, 15, 20-minute videos. They're going to be very bite-sized. So that's why you're going to have lots of modules, lots of content within there. So it's very, very achievable for you to digest and consume the content and put it into action. Because it's great to sit and watch a video. It's great to attend a course. It's great to do the tasks and the activities. But actually, if you're not actually putting it then into action, what's the point? You know, it's got to be something where you're ready to take action. So it's not for somebody who doesn't want to know the systems and the processes that you need to win. And if you're not really serious about making positive changes to your life, I appreciate that some people are kind of in the throes of stuff at the moment, and they might feel like, oh, starting something new might be a bit too much. The good thing about this is you won't be overwhelmed with content. As I said, it's drip fed. You take it at your own pace. So you give yourself a time frame in which you want to complete it. So you do not have to overwhelm yourself at all. As long as you're taking some baby steps towards it, that's going to be the key thing. Yeah. So what else do I need to tell you? I think the other thing that's important to tell you a little bit about, which is going to be helpful, a bit more about what it includes. So you will have opportunities. Once the course is officially going to start on October 3rd, we'll have our opening ceremony on that date as well, and it starts officially from then. So you'll be joining this Launchpad as a founding member. This is a course that, as I said, has been delivered face-to-face, but it's our first time doing it online. It looks amazing. It's professionally done. It is detailed. It's thorough. Everything you can think of has been thought of and has been included. But I'm really excited to hear about your feedback once you've become part of that, and what other things you might like that I haven't thought about, because what I recognize that I've got people all over the world that are in this group, and so people have slightly different needs, and so I'm going to be interested to incorporate all of those things. So I would love to hear feedback from you. And so this is something that you would be joining as a founding member, and the opportunity means that you'll be able to shape the future of the course as it continues to be built. Now you get instant access to a bonus mini course. The cart opens today. It will be open for 7 days, and it will actually open today. And it will be open for 7 days only. The reason why I do that is because once the cart is closed, I shift my attention from sharing this information and giving you the opportunity to actually focusing on those that have taken the step and the commitment to making changes in their life and to lives of those around them, and wanting to start this process and this journey. So it's about me spending the time really nurturing them, supporting them, putting my arm around them, showing up for them, giving them the structure that they require, telling them where they need to start depending on where they are on their journey and their plan. So there'll also be an exclusive private Facebook group, which is for paid members only. There'll be monthly group accountability calls. There'll be master classes, as I said, with other experts in other relevant fields for the business that you're creating, and not just from a business, but from personal aspect, from a practical aspect, and also in the different areas that you're going to be looking at, whether you're from abroad. We're going to have people from abroad as well as here in the UK. It has been well thought of. People within the social work industry and outside of it. There's going to be a monthly question and answer, Q&A sessions as well. There's going to be checklists, tools, templates, there'll be webinar, there'll be all sorts of things that you'll have accessible that will only be accessible for those on the course and in that Facebook group. So as I said, it only is going to be open for 1 week, and there won't be any exceptions once the cart is closed. That will be it. You'd have to wait until next year when we reopen the cart. So as I said, the role will be for you to join as a founding member. Now the good thing about that is that you will get exclusivity into the group, being able to give input into it. You'll also get 15% discount on any other products that All About Families has and is creating for social workers, and that's kind of across your lifetime of your membership. The other thing is whatever you pay today, which is going to be the fee that it will be today, the investment that will be today will not be at it won't be that price at any other time. This will be what we call our introductory offer, and so there are 2 payment options. Once I release that link for you, you'll see that, but it allows you basically as a founding member to pay that low cost amount that will never be offered again. It won't be offered again. So that's even as the course grows and the content grows, you'll get access to all of that at the same price. You'll still be receiving valuable content, and as I said, you'll also get the mini bonus course that you'll be doing from 7 days time until the opening and the start of the course on October 3rd. So you're getting additional value. You'll also, what else? There's also a money back guarantee for those that pay annually. There is a money back guarantee, so you can look at that option also. It's really easy. What else is there? I think it's kind of, I don't know what else to say. It's what do you get? You get a solid infrastructure. You get to build and plan and carve out your niche. You know and understand how to bring money in every month, how to serve and empower your clients, how to develop your own confidence, and how to enjoy the journey. Because I think we all got into social work because we love working with people. We see it as an important job. We haven't come into it for the money, but we often sacrifice money. We sacrifice sometimes our ethics and our principles, just to have a quiet life and get on with the work that we've been asked to do. And we also the big huge thing that we suffer is our and sacrifice is our family and ourselves. So we sacrifice time with our families, we sacrifice our commitment to our families because we have to work late, we can't go to events sometimes because we have to go to court. You know, I can say as an independent social worker right now, I've got the flexibility. I go to my niece's plays, I'm able to go to her school fairs. I can go and see my other niece who's now a young adult. We meet up for lunch in the week and at lunch times. I can go and I play tennis sometimes in a weekday. I choose whatever time I want to go. It's really nice. It's just different. I actually have hobbies now. I never used to have hobbies. I honestly never used to have hobbies when I was in social work. I did nothing other than go to work, go to church and go home. That was it. And on the odd occasion, I'd go and visit friends, but I really didn't have a hobby. Now I have sewing, I do tennis, and I do British Sign Language. So I'm on level 2 at the moment, learning British Sign Language, about to take my exams. And haven't done much practicing this week, but don't tell my tutor that. So I have hobbies, I'm learning other things, and life is so much more fulfilling. I love it, I enjoy it. When we were having the heat wave here in London, you know, I was kind of going to the park and doing my work in the park, and I'd meet people, we'd have lovely chats. It's just a different life. I'm not chained to a desk. I'm not chained to having to rush around on visits and having case notes, all these piles of case notes and to-do lists. It's an exciting journey. It really is. And as I said, I'm really excited to teach you and share with you everything I know. You know, I had to learn all this stuff haphazardly as I've gone along. I've had to make mistakes, big mistakes sometimes that have really cost me financially and otherwise, because I didn't know any better and there was nobody teaching me or guiding me as to what to do. And so I'm really excited to share what I know with you and giving it to you in a structured step-by-step format that allows you to not have to do the thinking. All you need to do is follow the steps and take action and be committed to yourself and to your families for this to work for you. So I'm super excited. I don't think there's anything else that I need to tell you. The cart opens today. If you've got any questions, you can absolutely contact me. You can send an email. You can send an email to LAUNCHPAD support@allaboutfamilies.co.uk, and you know, we have somebody there that will be able to answer any questions for you. Our response time is about 24 to 48 hours at the moment, because at the moment we're kind of rushing around the background making sure that everything is in accordance with how it should, so we have no more tech issues. So yeah, give us that time scale. And also, if you're in the Exclusive Social Workers Club, then hey, just write a post, ask a question, and I'm far more accessible that way, and my admin staff also is able to respond to you much quicker. So if you haven't joined the group already, then do so. There'll be a link to that in this description box. I'll find it somewhere, or in the comments for you to be able to join. Share it, like it, comment, ask questions here under this video if you'd like. You can private message me and I'll be as accessible as possible. So I'm really excited and looking forward to having you on board and supporting you through the next stage of your journey and your career. So thank you so much for your listening ear, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.